Hello and welcome. This is Rooflemonger, and my friends, SNK's been acting a little silly lately, but in some fun and interesting ways. So they've been putting out some trailers for the already existing characters for Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. I'm talking, like you can see here, Rock Howard. We've covered a lot of the character-specific trailers over the months for Fatal Fury City of the Wolves, you know, like Marco, Kevin, Billy recently, right? But someone like Rock, he's old news, I guess, but he never got his own official trailer. So sure enough, here it is, here's some cool combos, and it looks like this is going to be a trend going forward because Terry also very recently got his own trailer. Obviously, Terry Bogard's in the game, we all know it, but this trend here of new trailers for old characters is very revealing in terms of Easter eggs, secrets, and maybe what we can expect from the game going forward. So the Rock trailer was kind of whatever. Sure, Rock's there, cool. But the Terry trailer, well, geez Louise, there's a lot more info here, not the least of which is we have an all-new stage, although it is a returning stage, but it's one we haven't seen for City of the Wolves. This is the classic train stage, where Terry's on train, kind of going into a fake desert that doesn't really exist in real life with a fake Mount Rushmore and all that. You've seen it in Garou Mark of the Wolves, also in the King of Fighters 14. So hey, classic stage returning, that's cool. And there's actually some stuff to talk about with that as well, but we'll talk about some of the other stuff first. Not the least of which is this is just full of Easter eggs everywhere. Now, once again, like Rock, Terry, old news. Like, nothing against him, he looks really good in the game. The moves are really cool, the combos they show are really cool. But what they're showing in the trailer besides Terry is what's really interesting. So let's look at that first. So first off, that Mount Rushmore, as it were. There's actually quite a few familiar Fatal Fury faces here. And there's some pretty big names in the Fatal Fury lore. Not the least of which, sporting that bandana, we have Billy Kane. So Billy is rocking the new look in City of the Wolves, so this is his more classic incarnation. But hey, it's a nice tribute, but who are the other people? To the right of Billy appears to be Lawrence Blood, the evil matador introduced in Fatal Fury 2. To the right of that is assuredly Wolfgang Krauser. Has a signature X scar on his head, also the big mustache. Also, he was the boss of Fatal Fury 2 as well. And the last one is clearly not finished yet, right? But it's starting to look a little bit like Geese Howard, the SNK big bad we all love to hate. So yeah, Mount Rushmore of Fatal Fury baddies. Makes sense, right? We got some of the mini bosses like Billy and Lawrence, and some of the big bosses like Krauser and Geese. So that's a fun little reference, right? We got some cool stuff on the stage, but there's a lot more going on than just that. Also some stuff potentially hinting at some characters. Like, we got some ducks on the stage. But these are not just your typical anime duck. No, these ducks are important to the Fatal Fury universe, actually. Because these are Duck King's ducks. Yes, Duck King, who is kind of the funky fresh breakdancer of the Fatal Fury universe, these are his. And specifically that duck with the blue hair, that is P-chan. And P-chan is Duck King's pride and joy. Duck King has been a very highly requested character over the years to rejoin the King of Fighters, and if Duck King's ducks are here in City of the Wolves, you know, it could just be like an Easter egg, I guess, but maybe it's also a sign of a comeback. So I guess wait and see, but it'd actually be really genuinely super cool if Duck King could return. He's got his fans, and they've been waiting a long time. Now, another fun Easter egg, the English and Japanese trailers are not the same trailer. There's actually one core difference. So top left is the American trailer, bottom right is the Japanese trailer. And the combos are the same, but you might notice the train's just a little bit different, right? In the Japanese version of the trailer, there's someone kind of important in one of the train cars. It's a blink and you'll miss it moment, to be sure. It's very not obvious, but it is there. It appears, just going by the colors, it appears to be one Eiji Kisaragi. Eiji, a ninja of King of Fighters and Art of Fighting fame. It's a blink and you'll miss it Easter egg, but it's cool that it's there. So some cool Easter eggs, maybe some hints, you know, like Duck King, really cool. But there's one big thing this trailer is sort of screaming at me that's maybe not super obvious, but it has potentially the biggest just meaning of them all. This is Terry's stage. And I know, hey, that's obvious enough, right? This is Terry's stage. But we're now seeing some new stages in some of these trailers. This is clearly and definitively Terry's stage. This is a stage he's had in multiple games. Okay, sure, great. Now with this known, we can take the inference that some of the more recent trailers, that's also those characters' specific stages. What does this mean? We can take it now that this sort of like biker hideout is Rock stage, and hey, fair enough. Just like Terry, sort of evokes his old stage, so makes sense to me. Now, keeping the logic going, the Billy trailer, right? I thought this was almost like a Freeman style stage. It's at night and very industrial almost looking, but it's clearly under the bridge. And then when we take a look back in history, classically, Billy's stages involved the Big South Town Bridge some way, some form. Okay, so then this is Billy's stage. We can work with this logic, right? Then we have Kevin. Admittedly, this is not reminiscent of his Garou stage, but there is other police officers in the background. They're actively fighting against all the ostriches, I guess, right? So he's a cop. There's clearly other cops in the stage. The stage debuted with his trailer, so it makes sense it's his stage. By the way, the ostriches are no jokes as they're packing miniguns. These are the ostriches from Metal Slug, okay, and they're playing for keeps. So you actually need a police presence to stop these crazy animals. Okay, so what am I getting at here? Trust me, I got a point. It's a really big point because we got other stages to work with here. Jenny has her own stage. Vox has his own stage. It's basically Grant's stage, but done up and a lot more pretty. Marco has his own stage. We've seen it. It's the gym. Looks cool. Basically, everyone has their own stage. It looks like every character is going to have their own stage in the game. I got more proof for you, too. Blink and you'll miss it from an old trailer, but T-Zoc has his own stage. It's his Garou wrestling ring stage, so another classic stage returning. Blink and you'll miss it, Preacha has some sort of skybox and some sort of building. We don't know what it is. This is probably Preacha's stage. So why am I saying all this? Well, my friends, whose stage is this? So if everyone's got their own stage, and it's another one of those blink and you'll miss, it's only there for a couple seconds in some of the older trailers, we very clearly have Geese Howard's stage here. I've been making the argument for a hot minute that Geese Howard has a very strong chance to return to Fatal Fury City of the Wolves, and going by this new stage logic, I'd say that's about all she wrote as far as Geese Howard returning, because it seems very, very likely now. There we go. I kind of built you up for all this. This is my big masterpiece. This is my big master stroke. Geese Howard returning, right? No, that's not even the big thing I'm building up to, because I expected Geese to return, right? If we're following the stage logic here, there's potentially a bigger return, at least as far as I'm concerned. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about SNK Land. So SNK Land is one of the very first things we ever saw of the game. It's a reference to a classic Fatal Fury 1 stage. However, in Fatal Fury 1, this stage belongs to a very specific character. In the original Fatal Fury, the amusement park SNK Land is Raiden's stage, otherwise sometimes known as Big Bear in Fatal Fury. And Raiden, I love this character to death. And if you follow the channel, big fat wrestler guy, okay, yeah, of course, rooflemonger loves him. The thing with Raiden, he's a very specific homage to a very specific wrestler, that being Leon White, aka Vader. Yes, my friends, oh, it's time! I love Vader to death. He's one of my favorites of all time. He's the best big man wrestler of all time. So basically, if we follow the whole stage concept here, this is his stage, and if he would return, it would just make my day. I have been very clear on my desire about Raiden to return. No Raiden, no Biden. It's the no my, no buy for the modern age. And well, there you have it. So all the stage stuff I talked about, is this locked in stone? Is this guaranteed? No, of course not, right? Of course not. But it does seem awful suspicious. You know, we're pattern seekers. We're here to, see patterns and recognize patterns as they happen. And there's definitely a pattern happening here. Time will tell, I guess. But at bare minimum, hey, all the Easter eggs are pretty cool, right? Duck King references in 2024. Never thought I'd see the day. If they keep doing trailers for the characters that did not get a dedicated trailer yet, that'd actually be pretty cool. Characters like Hotaru and T-Zoc, there's actually very little about them out there. So a full-on trailer, that'd be kind of sick, actually. But other than all that, well, my friends, that is the video. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well, and go out and play some Fatal Fury.